Aaptas Ayurveda Trust, reach Ayurveda to each. Celebrating its 10th anniversary presents Ayurgrama 3.0, third edition of National Level Ayurveda Contest with the theme Indriya Arogya, Swastha India on behalf of Charaka Jayanti 2026. Organized by Aaptas Ayurveda Trust, Karnataka. Supported and guided by National Commission for Indian System of Medicine. Rashtriya Ayurveda Vidyapith. Prize for the contest is sponsored by Vaidya Chetan Upadhyaya, founder and managing director of Prana Vaidya Group of Hospitals, which has 9 hospitals across India. Sponsored by Vaidya Hari Krishna Panache, founder and managing director of SDP Ayurveda Putturu. Punarvasu 2.0, International Summit on Indriya Arogya. Theme: Harsha, Health Advocacy for Renaissance of Sensory Health through Ayurveda. On 29th and 30th August 2026, Saturday and Sunday at Shri Kshetra Dharmasthala, Karnataka. Be there, be the moment. Swastha Indriya, Swastha India. Register now.
In a small village called Devargudihal, nestled in the hearts of rural Karnataka, something remarkable happened. A 7-day journey began that would touch the lives of nearly 700 people and remind an entire community of ancient wisdom often forgotten in our modern day world. This is the story of Ayurgrama 3.0 Indriya Arogya-Swastha, a community health initiative that brought together the principles of Ayurveda and modern healthcare. With the unwavering commitment of students and faculties from Sanjeevini Ayurveda Medical College, Hospital Hubballi, to transform the health landscape of a rural community. But to understand why this initiative was so important, we must first understand what Indriya Arogya truly means. Indriya Arogya refers to the maintenance and promotion of the health of 5 sensory organs: our eyes, our ears, our nose, our tongue, and our skin. These 5 gateways to the world are far more than merely functional organs. In the Ayurvedic philosophy, they are the bridges between an inner consciousness and the outer world. Healthy sense organs are essential not only for carrying the daily activities but for maintaining our dignity, our independence, and our quality of life. When our vision falters, we struggle to work and to connect with our loved ones. When our hearing diminishes, we isolate ourselves from the conversations and the community. When our senses fail us, our world becomes smaller, darker, and more limited. Yet in our modern world, with constant exposure to the screens, pollution, stress, and unhealthy habits, we take our senses for granted. We neglect them until something goes wrong. We ignore the early signs of decline and only seek help when the damage is significant. This is where Ayurgrama 3.0 stepped in. Recognizing the critical need for preventive health care and community health education in rural areas, the students and faculties of Sanjeevini Ayurveda Medical College designed a comprehensive 7-day community outreach program with a single vision: to assess, to educate, and to empower the people of Devargudihal village to take control of their sensory health and overall well-being through the principles of Ayurveda. This documentary captures the journey, the planning, the execution, the challenges overcome, and the lasting impact on a community that received this gift of health awareness. Let us now walk through the days and experiences that changed the village in Devargudihal. Before the first person arrived in Devargudihal, before the first awareness session began, the organizing team had clearly defined their objectives. The primary goal was straightforward yet ambitious: to assess the level of awareness regarding Indriya Arogya among the villagers. But assessment alone was not enough. The team aimed to identify the common problems affecting the 5 sensory organs. We wanted to understand personal hygiene practices related to the sensory health, what people were doing right, and where the gaps existed. And most importantly, they wanted to create awareness about the preventive measures and the critical importance of early diagnosis and treatment. To achieve these objectives, the team employed a rigorous scientific methodology. A community-based cross-sectional survey was designed and implemented. Unlike casual information gathering, this survey was structured, systematic, and comprehensive. Data were collected through direct face-to-face interviews using a carefully designed questionnaire through Google Forms. This personal approach was crucial. It allowed the team to not only gather information but to build relationships, answer concerns, and understand the community's unique context. The survey area itself, Devagudihal, was deliberately chosen as a part of a broader community outreach program. House-to-house visits were conducted. A time-intensive but deeply valuable approach that required team members to literally walk through every corner of the village, knock every door, and engage with every family member. What emerged from these house visits was not just data points and statistics, but stories of families struggling with vision problems, of elders losing their hearing, of children affected by skin conditions, of individuals unaware that help was available and that much could be prevented through simple lifestyle changes. The structured questionnaires used in the survey was comprehensive. It gathered demographic details, assessed awareness levels about Indriya, inquired about specific problems, vision issues, hearing difficulties, nasal allergies, oral hygiene practices, and also skin disorders. Every questionnaire was designed to build a complete picture of sensory health status and awareness of the village. With methodology in place and data in hand, the team was ready to implement the 7-day program. Every questionnaire was designed to build a complete picture of sensory health status and awareness of the village. With methodology in place and data in hand, the team was ready to implement the day. Before we journey through the 7 days of programming, it is essential to understand that what the baseline survey revealed. The survey encompassed 684 participants. The gender distribution was nearly balanced, 352 males representing 53.2% and 310 females comprising 46.8% of the sample. This balance was intentional yet important. It ensured that the findings reflected the experiences of both men. Awareness might differ between different genders. Vision and eye health emerged as a significant concern. Difficulty seeing distant objects, most common eye complaint, reported by 27.9% of the participants, rounded out the top 3 corners. These findings are striking. Issues that could be addressed through basic awareness, simple preventive practices, and timely intervention. The oral health, a domain where Ayurveda holds particularly ancient and detailed knowledge, they found that the mouth ulcers were the most prevalent oral health problem, affecting 29.6% of the participants. This was followed by dental pain in 26.7% and dry mouth in 21% of the surveyed population. Think about that for a moment. 1 in 3 people in the village was experiencing a mouth ulcer. These are not trivial complaints. Mouth ulcers affect eating, drinking, speaking, and quality of life. Yet many people were accepting them as inevitable. Unaware that dietary adjustments, proper oral hygiene practices, and Ayurvedic remedies could prevent or minimize these issues. On the skin front, the survey revealed that dry or cracked skin affected 27% of the participants, making it the most frequently reported skin condition. In a rural area with exposure to the environmental stressors, limited access to skincare products, and often inadequate understanding of how climate and season affect the skin health, this prevalence is sobering. Regarding nasal health, reduced smell sensation was reported by 21.1%, while persistent nasal blockage affected 22.4%. These symptoms, often associated with allergic rhinitis or chronic sinus conditions, with seasonal and environmental changes. Perhaps the most striking was the finding regarding tobacco use. Nearly 30.4% of the participants reported tobacco use. either occasionally or regularly. Conversely, 69.9% never used tobacco. The first day of Ayurgrama 3.0 Indriya Arogya Saptaha commenced on August 1st, 2026. The day began with a proper inauguration, not a simple ribbon cutting, but a meaningful community gathering that set the tone for everything that would follow. Present at the inauguration were faculty members of Sanjeevini Ayurveda Medical College. Present at the inauguration were faculty members Dr. B.L. Patil, Dr. Basaraj Sarvagol, and Dr. Meghna Patil. And the chief guest was H.F. Kalhar, the primary development officer, and Srimati Nirmala, the headmaster of the government school of Devargudihal. Also present was a teacher from the same school, S.S. Balikar. Along with village leaders, health workers, students, and members of the local community, the gathering represented a true cross-section of the society. From the younger students to the old village elders, from officials to ordinary community members, Dr. B.L. Patil in this program spoke about the significance of Ayurgrama 3.0 and Indriya Arogya Saptaha. He emphasized on the importance of the preventive healthcare and the proactive steps that individuals and communities can take to build and strengthen the well-being. Faculty members addressed the villagers directly, speaking in the language they could understand. Using examples from their daily lives, they encouraged community members to actively participate in various health-related activities. Following the formal inauguration, an orientation session was conducted for the students and villagers. The schedule of activities was reviewed, the community survey process was explained, health awareness programs were previewed, and other plan interventions were detailed. This orientation ensured that everyone understood what to expect and how to prepare. The event concluded with meaningful interactions between faculty, students, and villagers, conversations that marked the successful commencement of a 7-day journey and established a positive rapport between the institution and the community. Day 2, August 2nd, marked the transition from introduction to substantive health education and awareness. The second day of Indriya Arogya Saptaha was dedicated to two critical themes. An educational session on Dinacharya and Rutucharya was conducted. These are the foundational concepts in Ayurveda, yet they were likely unfamiliar to the most villagers. Dinacharya refers to a systematic daily routine designed to maintain health and prevent diseases. Rutucharya is the practice of adapting one's diet and lifestyle according to the seasonal changes. Team members introduced these concepts with reference to familiar daily activities. They spoke of waking at Brahma Muhurta. They explained Kavala and Kandusha, oil pulling and gargling practices that strengthen teeth and gums. They detailed practices related to ahara, nourishing food, and vihara, beneficial activities and movements. And they addressed nidra, the crucial importance of adequate quality sleep. For each practice, the team explained the reasoning also. Why is waking up early benefit us? Because it aligns us with the natural rhythms. Why is proper eating important? Because food is medicine. And why does sleep matter? Because it is during sleep that the body repairs itself, consolidates learning, and processes emotions. The session continued with an explanation of Rutucharya, the seasonal adaptations that Ayurveda recommends. The team provided practical examples. Cool foods like coconut, cucumber, and milk are beneficial. In winter, warming spices and oils supports the body's natural process. And during monsoon season, light foods that are easy to digest prevent the heaviness and sluggishness that the season naturally creates. The key insights that the team conveyed was revolutionary in this simplicity. Small changes in daily life can improve the health dramatically and reduce risk factors significantly. The second day's program was conducted through interactive discussions, demonstrations, and Q&A sessions, encouraging every family to incorporate Ayurvedic lifestyles into their daily routines. Day 3, August 3rd, shifted the focus to the village's young people, recognizing that the children and youth are not just the future but the critical agents of change within their families and communities. This day's activities were organized at the government school of Devargudihal, transforming the school into a hub of health education and awareness. The program began with a warm welcome from school authorities who recognized the opportunities for their students to engage with experts and to contribute to their community. An introduction of the objectives of Ayurgrama 3.0 was provided. Team members and volunteers interacted with students and emphasized something fundamental: the significance of community participation in promoting health. They made clear that the change doesn't happen when experts talk at communities. It happens when communities take ownership and become agents of their own transformation. The team highlighted the role of proper diet, ahara, in maintaining sensory health. They discussed beneficial activities and movement, that is vihara, and how these two support physical well-being. They explained the necessary and why consistency matters. Stress nidra, quality of sleep is essential for growing bodies and developing minds. And they connected all of this to the broader goal of preserving the health of the sense organs and preventing diseases. An expert talk was delivered by the team volunteers who discussed various aspects of the preventive healthcare. They covered balanced nutrition, explaining how different food nourishes different systems. They detailed daily and seasonal regimens, showing how to adapt one's lifestyle to maintain health year round. They provided practical guidance on maintenance of oral and personal hygiene. Simple practices that could be implemented immediately at home. They addressed eye care, the importance of giving eyes rest, of proper lighting. They discussed ear care, protecting ears from loud noises, maintaining hygiene, seeking treatment for infections. And they presented the harmful effects of unhealthy habits, excessive screen time that stains the eyes, junk food that provides no nourishment, and tobacco use in all its forms. Following the expert talk came a more dynamic activity, an awareness rally, a Charaka Samhita procession. Student, team members, and volunteers organized a march through the streets of Devargudihal village. They carried placards and banners displaying messages about Indriya Arogya and the importance of Ayurveda in maintaining good health. Some placards referenced the ancient Charaka Samhita, one of the Ayurveda's foundational texts grounding the health messages in centuries of wisdom. Health awareness slogans were raised through the valleys, memorable phrases that would stay with observers long after the march. The rally attracted attention. Villagers who might have not attended the formal sessions stopped to watch, read the messages, and talked with the students. Children were drawn in by the energy and the color of the event. Parents recognized their own children marching and left pride in their participation. The rally transformed abstract health concepts into visible, tangible actions. After the rally's conclusion, an essay writing competition was conducted. For government school students, the competition provided an opportunity for expressing their knowledge, ideas, and personal commitment towards maintaining a good sensory health. Students wrote about healthy habits they wanted to adopt and how they would help their families become healthier and their vision for a healthier community. The essays reflected genuine awareness and willingness to practice and promote healthy living. The day's activities were highly informative, interactive, and impactful, engaging young people as stakeholders in the health transformation of their village. The day 4 was about providing practical tools, real-life techniques that villagers could implement immediately in their homes for maintaining sensory health and preventing common disorders. The day focused on demonstrating preventive sensory health procedures, Ayurvedic therapeutic techniques designed to cleanse, nourish, and heal the body. The term Kriyakalpa refers to these procedural therapies that go beyond simple home remedies. They are more intensive interventions that still importantly can be safely practiced under super provided. Rather than inviting villagers to come to a central location, the team literally went to each home, bringing expertise directly to where people lived. This approach respected people's time constraints, allowed family members to observe together, and created intimate settings for teachings. The first major demonstration was Netrapindi, a therapeutic technique for the eyes. Team members explained its purpose and benefits. Netrapindi is particularly valuable for individuals whose work requires sustained visual focus, whether reading detailed craft work or increasingly screen time. The procedure relieves eye strain, reduces fatigue, and promotes the overall health of eyes. Participants were shown the proper technique and materials used, and the conditions under which this procedure should not be performed also. Netra Prakshalana with Trifala Churna was demonstrated next, an eye cleansing technique using a traditional herbal preparation. The importance of regular eye cleansing for maintaining ocular hygiene was emphasized. This simple procedure reduces irritation, prevents infections, and is a preventive measure particularly valuable in areas with dust and environmental pollution. The demonstrations of Kavala and Gandusha, oil holding and gargling practices, was conducted with careful attention to technique. These practices, often recommended by Ayurveda, but rarely practiced in modern times, are remarkably effective. The team educated villagers on the proper technique, the best oils to use, and the multiple benefits like strengthening the teeth and gums, reducing bad breath, preventing common oral disorders, and even supporting overall immunity. Vidalak, the external application of medicated herbal paste over the eyelids and on the eye bags, was also demonstrated. The team explained its usefulness in relieving eye discomfort, burning sensation, itching, and eye fatigue. Importantly, while this is a home procedure, seeking professional guidance before undergoing therapeutic treatments is always wise. During the house visits, the team distributed two key Ayurvedic preparations, the Anuthaila and Triphalachurna. But they did not simply hand these out. Each recipient received detailed instructions: how to use the preparation, the correct dosage, precautions to take, and the expected benefits. The team emphasized that the Ayurvedic medicines must be used responsibly under the guidance of qualified Ayurvedic practitioners only. This was an important boundary that the team was empowering people to take action, but within the framework of proper guidance and care was, of course. The house to house approach on day 4 was particularly effective because it allowed the team to answer individual questions, address specific health concerns, and build relationships with families. It moved the health from abstract into the personal. Day 5 introduced systematic health screening to the village, a crucial step in the preventive healthcare model. The day balanced 3 distinctive activities: eye screening, blood group determination, and creative competition that reinforced health messages. The program commenced with a simple but comprehensive eye screening camp conducted for village residents, faculty members, and team members trained in basic eye examination techniques. Conducted the preliminary visual assessment. This was not meant to be a complete ophthalmological evaluation, requiring referrals to the specialists. The screening protocol included visual acuity assessment, testing how clearly people would see at distance and near. Team members observed for common eye complaints: redness that might indicate infection or irritation, watering that could signal blocked tear ducts or allergy, itching from irritation or allergy, blurred vision from refractive errors or other pathology, and eye strain from reuse, from overuse or inadequate lighting. Following, beneficiaries received education tailored to their findings. Uncorrected refractive errors were informed about the availability of the glasses and also referral pathways. People with signs of allergic eye diseases were consulted on triggers and avoidance strategies. All beneficiaries received eye hygiene, simple practice like washing hands before touching eyes, keeping the environment dust free, and avoiding sharing eye makeup or medications. Specific nutritional advices: consuming food rich in vitamins, beneficial for eye health, particularly vitamin A, lutein, and zeaxanthin. And they then reinforce Ayurvedic practices like Netra Prakshalana and Netra Pindi that had been demonstrated the day before, providing concrete follow-up to the previous day's education. A blood group determination activity was organized for government school students. Under faculty supervision and with all standard safety precautions observed, students had their blood groups determined. This activity served multiple purposes: critical information for medical emergencies, blood donations, and potential transfusion. Educationally, the activity also provided concrete teaching about blood types, genetic inheritance, and also the importance of knowing one's medical information. Psychologically, it engages students in their own health care, making them stakeholders in their own health status. To enforce health education through creativity, a drawing competition was also organized for the school students. Participants expressed their understanding of health and diseases prevention through students enthusiastically created images illustrating the concepts like prevention and control of Indriya Arogya. Faculty members reviewed the drawings with care and attention, appreciating each student's creativity. They encouraged students to continue practicing healthy habits and to use their artistic talents to spread this message in their communities. This day 5 was successfully combined direct health intervention with education and creative engagement. Day 6 represented a shift in approach. Problems like lack of awareness, disease burden, and unhealthy habits. Day 6 emphasized building wellness, cultivating resilience, and celebrating the community's participation and potential. The day was dedicated to promoting holistic health through yoga and pranayama, while encouraging community participation through natural expression. The session conducted was under the guidance of the team. Yoga, often misunderstood in the West as merely physical exercise, is a comprehensive system for integrating body, mind, and spirit. School students actively participated. The session was designed to introduce students to the importance of incorporating yoga into their daily life for maintaining physical, mental, and emotional health. Instructors demonstrated simple yogasana poses. Students of varying ability levels. For example, Vajrasana, the thunderbolt pose or a diamond pose, upright kneeling position that is particularly beneficial for the digestion and suitable for practicing meditation. Followed by asanas like Tadasana. They demonstrated correct breathing, how breath coordinates with movement, and how proper breathing enhances the pose's effect. They provided precautions who should or shouldn't perform the pose, modifications for different ability levels, the signs of the incorrect form. Following the physical asanas, students were guided through pranayama practices, controlled breathing techniques with documented effects on the nervous system, mental clarity, and overall vitality. For example, Anuloma and Viloma, an alternate nostril breathing, balances the right and left sides of the body and calms the nervous system. Brahmari and the bee breath produces a gentle humming sound that soothes the mind and is particularly effective for anxiety and scattered thoughts. Kapalabhati, a vigorous cleansing breath that energizes the system and clears the mind. Deep breathing exercises that teach simple diaphragmatic breathing, the foundation of all yoga practices. The instructor explained that regular practice of these breathing techniques improves lung capacity, reduces stress and anxiety, enhances concentration, promotes mental relaxation, and supports overall health. Students were encouraged to practice these techniques as a part of healthy lifestyle, beginning with just 5 or 10 minutes daily. After the wellness session, cultural programs were organized. With enthusiastic participation from the school students and community members, the program featured patriotic songs celebrating India's heritage and values, folk dances connect students to their cultural roots, group performances and skits showcased student talent and creativity. Importantly, many of these performances incorporated health and Ayurveda themes. Through songs and dance, students and community members conveyed important messages about personal hygiene, environmental cleanliness, and the significance of Ayurveda in maintaining health. This approach recognizes the people learn and remember information differently, some through lectures, visual demonstrations, and many through music, story, and cultural expression. The day concluded with an interactive session in which faculty members thanked the villagers, school authorities, and students for their active participation and cooperation. The energy of the day, the wellness, the celebration, and the cultural pride created a sense of community. The seventh and the final day of Ayurgrama 3.0 Indriya Arogya Saptaha arrived on the August 7th, and possibility that would carry forward to the final day. This day was different. While the previous day was about activity and action, day 7 was about pause, reflection, recognition, and celebration of the transformation. The valedictory program was held at Devargudihal village in a temple, bringing together all the stakeholders who had made the program possible. Faculty members of the Sanjeevini Ayurveda Medical College, village leaders attended, recognizing the significance of what had been accomplished. School authorities came, proud of their institution's role. Asha workers, the health volunteers who served as bridges between the communities and the healthcare systems, volunteers who serve as bridges, and Anganwadi workers participated. Students filled the space and the local community. And the villagers who had encouraged with every activity gathered to mark the completion of the 7-day program. The program commenced with a welcome address and a brief presentation highlighting all the activities conducted 7 days. The organizing team systematically reviewed what had been accomplished. To the winners of the essay writing and drawing competition conducted during the program, but importantly, a memento and appreciation were also presented to the school authorities, village leaders, and volunteers in recognition of their valuable support and cooperation in the successful implementation of this program. A 7-day program ended with a reminder that this community health initiative was a part of something larger, a national commitment to health and well-being. And then came the group photograph. Everyone gathered together, smiling, documenting this moment, a moment of transformation completed. But what was the true impact? What did the villagers themselves say? And what changed in their lives? And let me tell you, the strongest indicator of success were the villagers requesting for similar health awareness camps in the future. Most importantly, by the PDO in the future. Rather than viewing this as a one-time intervention, the community now understood the value of ongoing engagement with health professionals and wanted this to continue. Ayurgrama 3.0 Indriya Arogya-Swastha has served as an effective community outreach. The villagers of Devargudihal are not just healthier today than they were 7 days ago. They are empowered, they are informed, they are now the ambassadors of the health in their own families and communities. And that is the legacy we will endure for life.
ದೇವರಗುಡಿಹಾಳ ಗ್ರಾಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಜೀವಿನಿ ಆಯುರ್ವೇದ ಮಹಾವಿದ್ಯಾಲಯ ಮತ್ತು ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಅಂತಿಮ ವರ್ಷದ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು ದೇವರಗುಡಿಹಾಳ ಗ್ರಾಮಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಆಯುರ್ಗ್ರಾಮ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸಾಪ್ತಾಹಿಕ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಹಮ್ಮಿಕೊಂಡು ಈ ದೇವರಗುಡಿಹಾಳ ಗ್ರಾಮಕ್ಕೆ ಭೇಟಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಪ್ರತಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಭೇಟಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಈ ಆಯುರ್ವೇದ ಔಷಧಿ ಕುರಿತಾಗಿ ಆರೋಗ್ಯದ ಅರಿವನ್ನು ಮೂಡಿಸುವಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಳಷ್ಟು ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾದಂಥ ಕಾರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಇಂಥರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಣಾಯಾಮ, ಯೋಗ, ಇತರ ಆರೋಗ್ಯದ ಅರಿವನ್ನು ಮೂಡಿಸುವಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಭಾಳಷ್ಟು ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕ ಬಳಗ ಕೂಡ ಇವರು ಒಂದು ಆಯುರ್ವೇದದ ಕುರಿತಾಗಿ, ಆರೋಗ್ಯದ ಕುರಿತಾಗಿ ಜಾಗೃತಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಮೂಡಿಸಿ ಆಯುರ್ಗ್ರಾಮ ಒಂದು ಈ ಸಪ್ತಾಹ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಭಾಳಷ್ಟು ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಅವರೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಹೃದಯದ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಅಂತ ತಿಳಿಸಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು
ಮತ್ತು ಮಕ್ಕೊಂಡಿವಿ. ನಿದ್ದೆ ಹತ್ತಿದ್ದಿಲ್ಲ, ಇವು ಹೊಡಿತಿದ್ವು ನಾನು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹಚ್ಚಿ ನೀವು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಿರಿ ನೋಡಿ ಹಂಗೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಕೈ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬಿಸಿನೀರು ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ. ಬಿಸಿನೀರು ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇವು ಹಿಡಿದಿಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ, ಇವ ಜುಮ್ ಜುಮ್ ಜುಮ್